You are being lied to, and it needs to stop right now. All over social media, 35,000. What's going to happen with 35,000? Is it still a potential? Steve, please give us an update. What are the facts in the charts saying? Is it a possibility in the next 100 days, or is it a possibility 2 years from now at our next market bottom? What's the latest and greatest? What's the latest update? All over social media, begging. It's the $1 million question that's going to be addressed in this video. The problem is, from all angles in social media, you are being lied to. Lies on top of lies on top of lies. And I'll tell you what, it needs to stop right now, because in today's video, you're going to leave this video with clarity, a sense of peace, based on complete facts in the charts. And it starts right now. Welcome in if you're new. My name is Steve. On this channel, we don't take any paid ads, no paid sponsorships, no paid affiliate links down below. What do we do instead is provide good, hard, cold, hard facts that actually help you. The only thing I ask in return is that you hit the subscribe button, put a thumbs up on this video, and let's jump into it. Right now, we're on the weekly chart. Above, we have some price action with a couple key moving averages. Middle of our screen, lots to discuss here. We have the RSI on the weekly chart, which is being held with some critical structure. We have some key resistance, and we have some key structure down below it. Things are really heating up in the RSI. And then at the bottom of our screen, the star of the show, the stochastic RSI, has just shown a cross. But there could be a huge red flag in this cross that we're going to get to. So first, we're going to break down all of the facts, and then I'm going to explain all this ridiculous lies that you've been lied to about, and then we're going to get to what I think is going to happen. There's a lot that we're going to jam pack in today's video, but first I want to say I'm back. Those of you who know, I just recently had a baby. Thank you for all of the love and support that was just all over social media. But now, when I was having the baby and trying to spend some moments with it, there was a lot of disrespect in some of my recent videos with Steve. Why aren't you talking about this chart? Why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about this? Some people actually understood, and they were like, well, Steve just had a baby. Like, let him breathe for 30 seconds. The disrespect that I received in the videos was pretty shocking. I'm not gonna lie. I know my voice holds a lot of weight. I don't take paid ads, I don't take paid sponsorship, and also I'm here every step of the way. It doesn't matter if we're in a bear market or a bull market or the market moves sideways for hundreds of days. I put my heart into these videos, and you can feel that. I put my heart and soul and passion, and I'm devoted to actually helping people, which you and I both know that's remarkably rare in this industry. Remarkably rare for someone that actually wants to help people, doesn't take any paid ads to do it, doesn't take paid promotion to do it. I know how rare that is, which is why I couldn't believe the disrespect, where people are like, Steve, what are you doing? Why aren't you covering the chart? You're supposed to be doing that. I had a baby. You don't have many of those in life, and you want to be able to spend a little bit of time with them. And just the disrespect, I was shocked, to be honest. Putting my heart into these videos, and by the way, the videos didn't stop. They never do. It doesn't matter what type of market we're in, you're going to get my opinion with my videos. And it didn't even stop while I was having a baby. I wanted to put that out there because I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the disrespect. And there were a lot of lies in there that we'll get to a little bit later. But let's head into these facts. February is a month for you to make money. I'm dropping a huge trade alert, completely free. Takes 3 seconds to sign up. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Again, that's cryptocrewuniversity.com. Put in your name and email, and boom, you have this huge trade alert completely free. Here's the cool part. You will never guess what this alert is. It's going to surprise you. Don't miss out. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com right now. Now, price action. Price action is looking really, really strong. But again, it's not a surprise what's happening. We had this really bearish candle, which we covered right here on our channel. And then we fell down here and we printed this candle on the weekly, which in my baby announcement, you can literally go back to my baby announcement. I talk about this exact candle. This is a very bullish candle, right? There's no way around it. This is a bullish candle. So we saw after that candle printed what happens when you have a bullish candle. So again, the facts are the facts. We're up here now. This is a very bullish candle heading into what used to be our resistance, and our resistance was really sold off fast. This long wick here, it tells you that there was a lot of profit taking at this level, which you did not see with this candle, which we're going to get to. This is a very strategic candle. We're going to cover what this means in a moment. Obviously, we're just printing our new candle here, right? This will be finished printing on Sunday, but this is a brand new candle hot off the press, so there's not much to talk about with this candle. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. This is the candle that's kind of the star of the show. We'll get to that in a moment. So when you go to the middle of the screen, we have the RSI. The RSI, as we were rallying up here, you already know as we were rallying up, everybody's like, hey, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? We made a video many months ago and we're like, hey, it's likely that we see some resistance at this yellow line. Why? Because every single phase 2, we saw resistance at this yellow line. So what happened? We saw resistance at this yellow line and we started falling here. No surprise. This is what's happened every time. And as we were falling, we're actually still creating some bearish divergence. But the key with this 35K, which again was spread all over social media, hey, what's happening, what's happening, what's happening? Let's cover the facts, because there may have been a complete misrepresentation in a lot of people's minds. Let's just cover the facts, because video after video after video, I said the same thing, and you can see I'm always very consistent with what I say. And as we were approaching these levels and the 35 idea, what I said was this. Roll the clip. Potential to come down and retest this market structure either in the next 100-ish days or 2 years from now at our market bottom. We're going to come back down and retest this base now within the next 100 to 150 days, or we're going to do it 2 years from now at our next market cycle bottom. So you can see what we said video after video is, look, 35 is very strategic. It's a very strategic price. It's in phase 2. Phase 2, the majority of the time, it retests our base in phase 2. And again, that's just facts. 66% of the time, it retested its base inside of phase 2. And 33% of the time, it retested its base 2 years later at the market bottom. So we said that repeatedly, and we said, hey, the majority of the time, it's going to happen inside of this phase. Why? That wasn't my opinion or what I guessed was going to happen or what I hoped would happen. It was literally the facts. 66% is the majority. There's no denying that. 33% is the minority. There's no denying that. So 66% of the time, it happened inside of phase 2. 33%, it happened 2 years later at the next market bottom. And video after video, I said those are the two scenarios, but 35 is very strategic for those two reasons. 100% of the time, we did retest that structure. The question is it in the next 100 days or 2 years from now at the next market bottom? So let's get the facts clear. Those are the cold hard facts. You can go back to all of the videos and look at them, and that's what we said. Some people may have gotten confused because I said, hey, it's likely that we will retest inside of phase 2. Likely because the majority of the time, that's what it did. Those are just factual statements. It wasn't what I guessed was going to happen or what I hoped would happen. Now, is 35 still possible? We're going to get to that, and I'm going to uncover the facts with that as well. And by the way, what should you be doing right now? Well, if you really follow my channel, you would have bought at 17,000, 16,000, or 15,000 when I was beating you over the head saying that the bottom was in. Now, I know 75 to 80% people disagreed, so it would have been a little bit difficult to really listen to me at that point. But then we entered phase 1, and for 200 days in a row, I kept beating you over the head with, you want to buy either at the market bottom or in phase 1. You don't want to buy in phase 2 and phase 3. You want to be finished with your buying. You might do a cute little buy in phase 2, which would be that 35, but you want to be finished with your buying in phase 1. So for 200 days in a row, in phase 1, I told you in every single video, if you're out of the market, you need to be in the market. This is phase 1. It doesn't last forever, usually around 1 to 200 days. So if you actually follow my channel, I don't think there's any way in hell you didn't buy at the bottom or in phase 1. If you completely screwed everything up, or you just recently followed my channel, I'm going to tell you at the end of the video what you should do. If you're completely out of the market or you're looking to add to the market, what should you do? But let's uncover more of the facts. So we had this bullish candle. We're seeing the effects of a bullish candle. We have what's here with our structure with the RSI is very interesting structure that we currently have as factual evidence. This level right here, 75 on the weekly chart, it had critical structure dating back to November of last year. And then we held some resistance at that level in December of last year and further resistance in January of last year. And then we fell through this market structure and we've come up to try to hold support. We're trying to hold support at 75. That's the goal of Bitcoin at the moment in terms of the structure. It's many touch points over multiple months. This is a key structure that Bitcoin needs to hold. The only problem is when you go down to like the daily chart, you can see it a little bit more clearly. And what you can see is that price has continued to rise since October of last year, and that our indicator has continued to fall since October of last year. Again, these things are not up for debate. These are facts. Price is continuing to rise, making new highs, while our indicators continue to fall, making lower highs. Okay? So you can go all the way back to October. That is not a good thing in any market. Just the facts. Again, we have some bearish divergence that's forming. You can clearly see it there. So what we also have at the same time, right? We had this bullish candle. We had the divergence that's still forming. We're trying to hold this key structure and we look to our momentum. Where's our momentum heading? We know that roughly every 6 months we have a stochastic RSI cross. And that generally puts so much momentum into the market that leads to the biggest move of that time period, right? It only happens about twice per year, so we have to pay attention. Now, we do have a stochastic RSI cross, but there's a red flag with it. If you just look at the fast and the slow line, right? The slow line is this orange line. Our slow line didn't get below this 20 level. And if you say, well, that's normal. Usually it doesn't get below there when we have a cross. Actually, it did on the last one. The one before that, the one before that, the one before that. Hey, mind you, we're in July of 22 now. The one before that, January 22. The one before that, July 21. So literally the past couple of years, and if you go back even further, this happened below, 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 this happened below. Literally all of the stochastic RSI crosses we've had for many years have happened below here, and this one didn't. So right away, this is a red flag to me. Okay, yes, this is a cross. Yes, this means momentum to the upside, but my question is, is this going to last for a handful of weeks and then be a fake out, or is this really going to last for many months and somehow be the only cross we've had in many years that didn't actually be a textbook cross? You want to see a stochastic RSI cross below this 20 level, right? You do not want to see a cross above. It's very rare, but generally some sort of a red flag. So these are just the facts. Again, I haven't mentioned anything about what I think is going to happen yet. Everything I've mentioned so far is just a cold hard fact, right? It's literally what the charts are saying based on evidence. It's an interesting story because what we have in front of us is, hey, we're in phase 2. And so far in phase 2, we are about 112 days into phase 2. The previous phase 2s that we've had lasted a little bit less than 200 days in 2012 and in 2016. In 2019, we had phase 1 and 2 combined, which is a rarity. It's the only time that it happened, but essentially we just married phase 1 and 2 and they combined together, whereas the previous ones were really structurally different. Phase 2, the main purpose of phase 2 is to create a resistance and to retest our structure. That's the main point of phase 2. If we don't retest our structure, it's not really a healthy thing. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. These are just the facts. The retesting of market structure is critical in the health and wellness of that bull. If you have a bull and you're not respecting structure, it's going to be a relatively ugly bull run. If you have a bull run that is textbook in retesting its structure, it's a very healthy and a very parabolic bull run. That's what you want with Bitcoin, right? So when you look at that and you say, okay, we have some bearish divergence forming, we're looking really strong in price action. This candle that I told you we were going to come back to, this is a bold candle. This is a bold candle heading into our resistance zone. This is a candle that is very confident, okay? This is a candle that's coming off of this very bullish candle that we printed a couple weeks back, which I stated in my baby announcement that to watch out for this candle, and I stated in my baby announcement to watch out for a stochastic RSI cross. We have both of them. So we can't be completely surprised as what's happening in the short term again, but the longer term is the one that's more important. The short term in Bitcoin always catches people off guard, but the long term, when you get it wrong, it means a much bigger hit to your wallet, right? You've got to really watch out for that. So here's what I see happening with Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, we're in this interesting situation where we have this very strange stochastic RSI cross. We still have bearish divergence that's forming. We're trying to hold this critical market structure, and the question remains about this 35K. There's lies everywhere about the 35K. There's so many comments that were like, oh, Steve was wrong about the 35K. What kind of drugs are you on when you say something like that? The 35K is a strategic price. And I clearly said in many, many videos, it's either going to retest in this phase 2 or in 2 years from now at the next market bottom. So how could any human that's basing anything on logic and facts say that 35, Steve was wrong about 35? That tells me you're not using your brain at all. So let's look at the facts. Is 35 still possible? Yeah, it's still possible, either in this phase 2 or in 2 years from now at the next market bottom. Now, if you're asking me which one is more likely, we're on the fence right now. We're showing signs that Bitcoin is ready to do some stuff to really take things out of context, meaning we're 112 days into phase 2. We've never broken out of phase 2 this early, right? So that's one concern. Another concern is if we don't retest 35, this is not a healthy rally, plain and simple. This is not a healthy market structure. And those are just the facts. We do have this oddball cross up here that we've got to take a look at. So in the short term, we could see some further upside, but that does not take 35 off the table. This move to the upside that we could be seeing over the next couple of weeks could be a fake out, and then we still could retest 35, which would be very healthy. If you want a healthy bull run, you better hope for this 35 level, right? And again, we said it could go down to like 31, 32, but you don't want to take your risks with getting your order filled. And again, 35, if you have your orders in at 35, 2 years from now, it's going to be an incredible buying opportunity. And it will be a number that people will not believe. They'll say, it's going to go way lower, and it won't. So 35, either way, is a very strategic number. Those are the facts. So the lies, put them directly into the garbage. Where people may have gotten confused, as I said earlier, is I said the majority of the time we will have this test in phase 2, and those are literally on factual evidence 66% of the time we were testing phase 2. That's literally the majority. All right. So I couldn't believe it when I had my baby. I'm trying to spend some moments, and then there's all these lies being spread, all this misinformation being spread, and completely lack of respect to a person who makes videos from the heart, which is incredibly rare in crypto. And by the way, on top of all of that, never to take paid ads, which I can count maybe 3 people in all of crypto on whole planet Earth that have done that. And to have that level of disrespect while I'm trying to spend some time with my daughter, it was completely uncalled for. It makes me second guess what I'm doing here. I'm putting my heart out on the line every video, and I've been doing this for 7 years, and I've never had so much disrespect in such a pure moment of my life having a baby. So I wanted to leave you on that note. Hopefully you fully understand now where we lie in the charts with facts instead of all the lies and misinformation that people are trying to spread. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.